When the Minnesota Fighting Vikings gave quarterback Kirk Cousins, the Tim Pop Pizza Ranch dictator, his 2-year extension last spring, it did free up $10 million on the cap, and for that we thank you. But, of course, there is no such thing as a free lunch, and that extension has a balloon payment, and it is coming due, baby, in 2022. Kirk Cousins is slated to make a $35 million base salary next season, which becomes fully guaranteed on the third day of the new league year coming up, so March 19th, a.k.a. in 3.5 weeks. Pair that with the $10 million cap hit from his prorated signing bonus, and beep, bop, 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 boop. $45 million cap hit is going to be the highest in the NFL in 2022. Higher than the octogenarian Aaron Rodgers, higher than Matt Ryan, higher than Deshaun, higher than everyone. Kirk Cousins is going to have the highest cap hit next season in 2022. How crazy is that? And the Vikings already have $189.6 million in cap liabilities that season, which would be fine if the cap wasn't stagnant this year and probably 2022, as things likely won't be business as usual next season. I mean, the cap was 198 and change in 2020, and if it was a normal season, both last year, this upcoming season, and going forward, the cap might be 220. Potentially even 225. And with that, you're fine with that. But not so much given the current situation. So what do the Vikings do? Well, I think there really is 4 options on the table. Number 1, nothing. Just eat the $45 million. But if the cap stays flat, and say generously, a rosy estimate, it goes up to 190. That's 23.68% of the cap, which is not great. That could greatly impact what the Vikings are able to do with the extension of Brian O'Neill, potentially keeping Danielle Hunter, as well as the future of guys like potentially even Dalvin or Adam Thielen or Eric Kendricks, etc. So that's less than ideal. Something is going to happen. Next up, number 2. Extend and restructure. Now, I hear you. Extending Kirk Cousins, didn't we learn from the first time? Blah, 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 that whole thing. But an extension wouldn't mean that Kirk would be guaranteed to be with the team past 2022. It would just allow the Vikings to spread that cap hit over more years. And with the cap hopefully getting back to normal, or at least normal-ish in 2023 and beyond, it would make sense. Now, I'm not a big advocate of carrying dead cap of players who are not on your team for future seasons. That's how you get yourself in trouble. That's what the Saints have going on. That's what the Steelers have going on. But this would be a unique case, and I would be advocating for it. Option number 3, trading him to the moon. Now, this is the one where this is one of the options where trading Kirk Cousins does get appealing. But like we said, you do need to get your pound of flesh. You do need to get a high first-round pick where you're able to package up and trade up and go get your quarterback in the future, or Deshaun, or et cetera. So you're not giving away Kirk for free. But trading him, getting rid of those securities before the balloon payments come due and the mortgages on the bonds fail, or potentially trading him next offseason, although certainly less appealing since he'll be a year older, plus his base salary jumps from 21 to 35 million. Nah. Lastly, cut, and this is unlikely, but cutting him before March 19th, 2021, where his $35 million base next year would not be guaranteed, and it is the most unlikely scenario where Kirk does have trade value, and the Vikings would have to take $41 million in cap hit this year from his signing bonus, $20 million prorated coming due all at once, plus his $21 million fully guaranteed base salary in 2021. So, no, this one ain't happening. Last one that we didn't list, pay cut. Now, the Vikings could go to Kirk Cousins and be like, hey, Broseph, we gave you that extension before we knew the ramifications of the global pandemic. Like, we didn't foresee the salary cap going down or staying at the same level for the next 2, 3, 4 seasons. So your contract is going to greatly impact the financial stability of this team and our ability to keep talent and keep guys around you. So what are you going to do, Kirk? But given his history, given his agent's history, I don't know if that's going to work. But like I said, I think a trade is remote both this year and next offseason. And I think the most likely course is that the Vikings do roll with Kirk in 2021 as well as 2022. So that's where an extension would make sense, where it'd be a watered-down version of what the Saints have done with Drew Brees, just kicking that can down the road. But what you could do is tack on a 1-year extension and restructure his $35 million base, turn that into a roster bonus, and then be able to spread out that cap hit. So instead of $45 million in 2022, maybe have $25 million in 2022, and then you kick $20 million to 2023, which, having $20 million dead on your books on a quarterback that potentially is not there, Again, it doesn't guarantee that he would be on the roster after 2022, because theoretically, if the Vikings do have a starting quarterback on this rookie deal, whether you draft him this year, next year, or in 2023, you can handle 15 to $20 million dead on your books, since he's making peanuts in the grand scheme of things going forward. But we'll see. I mean, Kirk Cousins' contract is a time bomb, and it is set to go off in 2022. So is it going to be extension? Is it going to be kicking that can down the road? I guess we'll see. But your thoughts. Kirk Cousins, balloon payment, 2022. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Must support that work. Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.